What's up, Metal Summoners? It is super, super awesome as always to see you guys. We appreciate you guys rocking out with us earlier in the week as we had a special Monday episode, and that was a whole lot of fun. But we are right back at our regularly scheduled time, our regular scheduled back channel to have another great kick-ass episode with you guys. Welcome back to your Island of Misfit Toys. We've got Angel. We have the return of the ever-so ghost-like Psycho Steve, and we've got myself, and we really appreciate you guys as always. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, a lot of cool stories, a lot of things to talk about as we welcome our guests. We've got KL Doty joining us right now. KL, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate some of your time this evening, and welcome to the Metal Summit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. Well, first and foremost, co-author of a brand new released book, The True Tale of Mr. Bone, with Jack Russell, a dear friend of all of ours collectively who we recently lost, which is unfortunate, and there he is right there on your screen. But first and foremost, even with Jack not being with us, just having that book out with you being a co-author with him of it, it's just got to be incredibly exciting to have this new book finally released on the general populace.
You could say that again. Because in the process of writing it, really, you just look at this screen, this manuscript that's a total mess, and you're like, what's it going to be like when it's out? What is it? What's my life going to look like? What's the physical book going to look like? So it's very cool to see it all come together.
Absolutely, for sure. How did originally it start and stuff like that? So if anybody who's not familiar with, you're very much a part of the rock scene, with Married Life and stuff like that. But how exactly did you and Jack get together where, he felt that you were the right person to work with him and you felt that this was a project that you wanted to be a part of?
Yeah, so Robbie Lochner, Jack's guitarist, right-hand man, he approached me several times over the years. I feel so bad because I've had so many interviews where I just say the same thing about this, but this is exactly how it went down. Sure. I cannot say it any other way, but Robbie Lochner approached me about it several times over the years. And I said no. I always said no because I knew it was a really huge undertaking. And if you say yes to writing a book, I had this innate understanding that that was going to be my life. And that's exactly what happened, by the way. But then September of 2020, Robbie asked me again, and I said no. And then I went to bed. And I honestly woke up in the middle of the night feeling like something was out of place. And that's the first thing that popped into my head was I think I said the wrong thing. I think I should have said yes. So Chip might have convinced me a little bit, but yeah.
No, absolutely. And when you kind of had that moment where you were like, what, I do think this is something I want to do. I do think this is an avenue that I'd like to go down. Was there any particular thought process with yourself, kind of looking in the mirror, that you're like, okay, I need this to be legitimate. I need it to be genuine. I need this all to be heartfelt, but I'm a part of this too. And was there anything about it that you knew you wanted a bit of yourself to be a part of this, even though it's Jack's story dominantly?
That's such a beautiful question. Pat yourself on the back. I don't think you realize how special that question is, because while it has me on here as I'm the author, so there's this title of me being the co-author. I'm the only author of this. Jack was the author of his life, but I'm the author of the story. And I always say that he had to do the living and I had to do the writing. But that means, by the way, that when he didn't have the words, I did, because I've been in rock and roll a lot longer than people realize. Well over 20 years, and I'm 37. So if that says anything to you, I've been in it since I was a kid. So there's a lot that I was able to pull from in my own experiences. So I remember Jack telling me these horrible things that he did when he was drinking, and just, crazy things. And I remember thinking, yeah, okay, I know I can take it from here. So if he didn't give me the whole story, I knew exactly where I should go. And the other thing is that God is actually a really big part of this book. I don't know if you've read it, but God is an underlying element of that, that sort of what comes next, or that higher source of power.
Sure, absolutely. When you're tackling something like this, anytime that you would write a book about somebody's life, especially, the accuracy of the life. There's a likelihood, depending on who you're working with, that there could be like dark elements of that person's life that have to be properly, you know, transcribed. And like mental images that may have to be, illustrated. Was there ever a time where it was difficult for you talking about certain situations that Jack was involved in? Of course, everybody's well aware of the big, incident that happened in his career when it came to the venue. But he's always been very transparent in other interviews I've done with him personally, as well as conversations I've had. Just speaking for myself, he's always been a very transparent person about dark times, mistakes he's made. But did you ever come across any situations that were maybe accidental triggers on yourself?
Gosh, you're good. Hey, the only trigger for me was having to open the manuscript. Seriously, don't write a book. It'll ruin your life. I would not say that there were any. I can't say yes right off the bat. I mean, obviously there were things that I could relate to, as I mentioned. Writing about the fire was, I think gosh, where do I take this? I'm a writer. I'm a creative person, but as a writer, you find joy in being able to write, use words, use beautiful words to describe horrible situations, right? Because it somehow sounds better, so to speak. I don't want to get ridiculed for that, but that's the job of a writer, is to take beautiful words and to put them in order and make something horrible sound good in the mouth. I can't explain it. Like pastel blue sky, powdery green. Like those are combinations of words that kind of, you eat them and they taste good. So yeah.
No,
I hope that made sense.
No, absolutely, 100%. And we're going to go from some beautiful words to beautiful people. Psycho Steve, welcome back, my good man, as you've been relaxing behind the scenes, working with us in the darkness. But we've got that big toothy grin back on the screen today, my friend. So welcome back, of course, and take it away, my guy.
Well, welcome to the show, Miss Doty. Always a pleasure. Thanks. So you said you've been in the industry for quite some time.
Yeah.
Besides being, Phipps mean squeeze, like what was your capacity? Like what were you doing?
Okay. So my cousin is Mike Portnoy. I think most of us here who know who he is. Yep. Yes. Okay. Yep. So my grandmother also, my grandmother, who is his aunt. So there's the connection there. My grandmother dated the former tour manager and the late tour manager for the Grateful Dead, Rock Scully. So I was always around the scene somehow, like entertainment, rock and roll. I remember my grandmother hosted this party, and the bodyguard for Def Leppard was there, or one of them. And I went through his address book when he was in the other room. So I've just been around it. And then I started touring with rock bands when I was 15, 16, lying about my age. So
awesome. All right. Now the question is, I have to ask, before you married Chip, were you a fan of Enough's Enough?
I will admit I had no idea who Enough's Enough was.
Okay. It's good to be honest.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I was curious because, I've known your husband 30 plus years. Like I met him when he first went on Howard. That's the first time I met him.
I don't know if I was born then.
No, you weren't.
To be honest.
I'm telling you. I'm old enough to be your dad, so here we are.
Well, so is Chip.
So, I met him because actually him and Donnie covered a tribute. They did a Nirvana cover on Howard Stern.
Oh, I should know this.
Yeah, it's awesome. They did No Apologies. It's pretty rad. So
very cool.
Yeah, so that's when I met him. But I was just curious. And then, are you a fan?
Oop, you broke up there. Am I a fan of what?
Are you a fan of Dream Theater since your cousin is, Iron Mike Portnoy?
I listened to a lot of Dream Theater back when he was in the band, except I think he's back in it now. But
Yep.
So don't quiz me on Dream Theater right now, but I'm definitely a fan of prog rock.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So now, I know you've done modeling, you've done musicianship yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What is besides? I know you sing because Tip told me you sing, but do you actually instrument too?
Do I play an instrument?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're breaking up a little. Yeah, I play piano. I've been playing piano since I was 7 years old.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Angel?
Just reading the fan question. So here's a really good fan question.
Sure.
It's from Brian. You put Steve J and Angel as characters in a book. What are their names and roles?
Okay, wait, who am I putting in a book? There's all of y'all.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, you can't. Okay. I'll tell you, this actually reminds me that I was thinking the other day of names, like character names, and I collect them in a book. You know who did that also? Charles Dickens. So it's not as weird as you would think it would be. Steve J. Angel. I would have to get back to you on that. I need to really sit down and be creative. But let's see. Okay, Steve, you're gonna be the psycho. Like, you have to be the psycho, no matter what you do. Maybe you have, like, knives in your back pocket or something at all times. And people have to be really careful of you because you're such a loose cannon. Angel, maybe you're, like, carrying a plastic jack-o'-lantern around full of candy and you get bored really easily. So we'll just find you in the background eating candy.
Yeah.
Right? Even like during mayhem. Let's see. We've got our little vampire left. Oh, well, you're a secret vampire, so no one knows, and then shit hits the fan, and you have like 4 sets of fangs come down.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice. 30 days of night.
Yeah.
Right on.
No.
Thanks for putting us all on the spot, Brian. Appreciate you, bro.
Who's going to cast? Who play me in a movie?
Who's gonna play you in a movie?
We're going to write a book. Up, too.
Oh, so now you need now.
Oh,
Okay, Hollywood Steve.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get him back on the red carpet. We got business to take care of.
When we go to LA, we'll be sure to reach out to Paramount Pictures.
Who would play me, though? Think about it, though.
It would have to be bald-headed. Damn it! There's Jason Statham is bald-headed.
Jason Bateman's bald head?
No, he's not, is he?
I don't think so.
Not completely bald, but
But Steve can be played by like John Malkovich or something like that.
Pauly Shore. I like what this guy Brian's saying. Steve will be played by Pauly Shore. I can see that.
Nice.
Oh, the weasel.
Really funny.
All right. Who would play Angel?
oh god.
No, I got this. What's his name? He's so cute. I just watched Cusack.
John Cusack?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
Keanu Reeves, maybe.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted.
Okay.
That could be the internet boyfriend.
God,
Did you hear that?
Yes.
People that quit.
I did.
All right. And then Jay. Portray Jay.
Because of that.
Too much.
Who could you see Jay playing Jay?
You don't deserve to be there. Her vocal range sucks.
Do we have an idea?
What's up, bud?
Thinking who would portray you?
Oh, who would portray me in a movie? Well, shucks now.
Kristen Stewart.
Oh my god,
Kristen Stewart?
this guy's nuts.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, Steve, you got to answer to that now.
I've never, or whatever that movie called was.
This is Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
She agrees.
Babe, who plays me in a movie?
No, I think you may be okay. You would be better off as with
Okay.
Keanu Reeves.
Megan says that she wants to play me in a movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
Alright.
Put some more tattoos on you. Not that you're not going to be filled up anyway.
So, how do you feel about Linkin Park's new singer?
I didn't know they had a new singer. What?
Yeah, they just announced a new singer,
Yeah.
and 2 members of Linkin Park actually quit.
Who is it? I'm Googling it if you don't tell me.
Her name is Emily.
It's like Richardson or Robertson or something. They've had like one show in LA so far, and I think they have like an album planned.
Yeah,
Yes.
so far 2 members of Linkin Park has quit.
Yeah, I heard
Ooh,
that.
I'd be so embarrassed if I were her. Okay.
I heard that one of them wanted to stay just in like behind the scenes as like a studio guy.
She
Emily Armstrong.
she can't hit the vocal range like Chester can, and yeah, it's
I don't
bad.
know. That's a well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
That-
how I
that-
feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like. I love me some Linkin Park, but I don't know if I'd want that gig. It's just kind of sacred.
Right.
Yeah.
They left it
Yeah. Exactly what I was thinking. Anyway, I'll get on the internet later about it.
No, for sure. Zuna Island Girl, thank you for watching on YouTube. Appreciate you. Right back to you, Angel. Back to the book.
I'm so glad that you share that because I created that graphic.
Oh. How did
Nice.
you come up with the title?
Oh, the title? Oh gosh. So the Jack's working title from the 2 writers he worked with previously, it was Dancing on the Edge, which I told him, I said that's a little cliche. It's a little cheesy. But that was the working title for a little while. And then we changed it to The Devil on the Deep Blue Sea because Jack to me is this pirate boy, right? And I've always identified with mermaids. So I always felt that there was this sort of pirate mermaid dynamic with us. So I like this idea of him on a pirate ship, the Devil in the Deep Blue Sea, which basically just means it's like a Victorian phrase for a rock and a hard place, which kind of summarizes Jack's life. But the true tale of Mr. Bone, the way that it was written, it went straight through, but Jack bounced around a lot. So I wanted to get this element of the tale, like, sitting in a rocker, rocking back and forth, talking about all these tales of your life. And how do we put that together, but make sure it's about Jack Russell? So that's how Mr. Bone came in. And then a narrative is just, the echo of a story, and it's rock and roll. So why wouldn't it be the true tale of Mr. Bone, a rock and roll narrative?
And how did you get Lita Ford involved
Oh man.
in the book?
It took 3 years. I will tell you that. It took 3 years. I'm really happy that it worked out finally. So I had some. Okay. I considered Tom Kiefer. I considered Bret Michaels. I considered. Who else did I consider? Steven Tyler. And I worked on all of these connections too. Like, it wasn't just like, let me just see. Oh, didn't work out. No, it was like months and months and months of hounding their people, right, to make it work. And the one that I wanted the most actually was Lita Ford, because I'm a female author, and you see a lot of these books, these rock biographies, autobiographies penned by male authors. So I thought it would be kind of cool to bring the female rock voice full circle with her. And she knew Jack very well. So
being a female author in the industry, I just think that's really awesome and cool.
Thanks.
You actually worked on this book because we're all fans of his. Is there anything you can share with us that we don't know about Jack that you can share with us? Anything? I mean, it could be something funny because he seems to be that kind of funny guy from his interview that he did.
I don't know. He and I were a lot alike. That was something I found surprising. I didn't expect that. Of course, that's a fact about us, not just him. I mean, it might be not that special, but on the phone with him during our interviews, sometimes I'd have to leave to go get something, like, oh, my pen's dead. Let me go get another pen. And I would come back to the phone and he'd be singing. It was very sweet. And what's so special about that, by the way, I just got permission from the family recently that I can release some of that audio. So in the coming months, I will definitely be doing that. But there are some really great moments of Jack. I didn't know how to say, hey, I'm back. Because it was just so nice to hear that.
What was he singing?
He's just, I could never understand the words, but just like full range, just singing. Like a vocal warm-up. And he was doing that up until the end.
Wow. You have a favorite Great White song?
I do. Crying.
Wow. That's a rare. Yeah. Right on.
It's beautiful. Very, very beautiful chord progression.
I concur. Mine is Ranger.
What is it?
Did Rock Ranger?
Right on.
I think it was a hysterical song when I heard it. Bought that single back in the day. I know you don't. But
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
bought a cassette single. It had Once Bitten, Twice Shy on it, and on the other side, it had pour it out so much.
That's so good. So while I was writing this, by the way, I went on eBay and I bought Great White's entire discography on cassette.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I'm a Lady Red Light guy myself when it comes to favorite songs.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love Call It Rock and Roll. I still love listening to that song.
Nice.
Yeah, here's a really good question from Brian. Do you type? I almost literally forgot how to use a pen.
Are these questions for me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I type. Of course I type. I type 78 words per minute.
Damn.
Jeez.
I could barely type 10.
You guys, don't write a book. I'm telling you, I have carpal tunnel now. It's horrible.
78 words per minute.
Yeah.
That's like 13-year-old girl.
Your phone is so not being friendly with you, buddy.
No, I'm laughing because he looks crazy.
Thank you. Stumble that remark.
KL, when it came to you putting together when you were having your interviews with Jack, like what did you find were some of like just the best, what worked best for you? You were talking about like, stepping aside to grab another pen and things like that. Was it like writing while talking? Did you record I know you recorded some of it, if not all of it, of course, because you had mentioned the releasing certain audios, but was it like hand notes for like remembering certain points you wanted to emphasize and then record as well as recording in order to listen back at your leisure while you're typing?
You just reminded me I have to find my notes. I have like a very thick stack of like just random papers. I was planning on framing them all and having an art show because they are incredible to look at. Yeah, so I really just walked into this blind as a bat. So I didn't know what my process was going to be. I just knew that the format of a book is beginning, middle, and end. And between the middle and the end, there's a problem that your main character needs to overcome. And, we need the solution. So I recorded Jack. I recorded every interview. And I would transcribe every interview. And then the notes would come in, I think more or less like while I was transcribing and working on the material. So I wish I had an example of what it looked like because it looks insane. Like it's just chicken scratch, right? With all of these typos. And then I have to go through. So I would go through a single paragraph, honestly, probably 50 times or more. Not kidding you. And so a lot of the writing would come in like, oh, shoot, like this very single sentence, I need to make sure that Jack needs to confirm this. I need to call this person for this, use a different word other than, you know, because actually we had to stay away from words that were related to burning and fire and whatnot. That's pretty behind the scenes there, I feel.
For sure.
You know, because anything can be a trigger for anyone, and I didn't want to put him in a bad light. So when there's an instance where he would say something like, oh, you know, we had to, in very casual conversation, he'd say, oh, we had to fire so and so in the band. I would not transcribe it that way. So
Right.
firing becomes letting someone go.
Sure. Letting somebody go, released.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Major challenges throughout this whole book like that people have no idea. I would literally run stop signs thinking about how to construct a single sentence. Like people would ask me, hey, you want to get together tonight? No, I don't want to get together tonight. I have so much to do.
Right. No, that's like, I love the way it's worded that way, because it's like when you're talking about triggers, I mean, we were using, you know, trigger words as part of conversation in earlier questions in the interview. And I think it's interesting with that, especially with this particular situation where, of course, any movie, any book, any story on the news can have triggers to any kind of a given person. But something that was, you know, that impactful for so many people and still now is upsetting to many. It's interesting that it really had to be something that you had to take into consideration when it came to actually putting it into writing, where, you know, the terms, you know, you're fired or firing are such just common lingo for somebody who's no longer employed. But to have to reword it in a book because of such a major life you know, situation just kind of shows also a lot of the care as well that you had to put into it as well. And I think that's really, really interesting for sure.
I'm glad you find it interesting. I just find it stressful.
Oh no, stressful, of course, absolutely. I mean, obviously, interesting in my ways as like an outsider when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a idea for how thick the book was going to be, or what you were aiming for, or was it just going to be like when it ends, it's over?
Yes, when it ends, it's over. Exactly. It's 1.8 pounds. I have it in front of me. At all times, there's a copy, like in just a few feet from me. When I got it in the mail, you know, I got the proof over the internet, and I was like, oh wow, there's like 300 something pages, but I didn't know what that was going to feel like or look like when I physically had it in my hands. And you know, part 4 are interviews, so that does make up a big portion of the book. I've been ridiculed once for that. Whatever. It's like very compelling stuff, actually. Just open it and give it a try. But no. And by the way, the thing that people don't know is that this entire book, okay, let's look at it again because it's so pretty. This entire book, besides the actual photograph on here, is me. Besides it being Jack's story, I did everything. I designed this cover. I decided who was going to take the photo, and Mark Weiss, and I actually organized his trip to the location where they were going to shoot. I picked the date. I paid the guy. I picked the budget. All of it.
Wow.
All of it is me.
You go, girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, before I kick it back over to you, Kale, if you don't mind, I do have a curiosity question that I feel like, you know, we as an interview show wouldn't be doing our jobs if we don't at least ask for this. Did you have to suffer any type of, for lack of a better term, backlash from any people involved in that fire situation for being the person to take on this undertaking, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I mean, you're really asking great questions. Like as a former journalist, A+.
Oh.
You got it. Um,
I actually really do like books, especially like autobiographies and stuff like that. So I think I'm also just kind of in my element a little bit more than like normal on this
Good.
particular one because I really
okay.
I dig this kind of stuff.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. I did, and that was also a big part of what stressed me out is that I realized that if for any reason, this is so strange to say, but if for any reason during the process of writing the book we were to lose Jack because his health was questionable, that I would be the voice, and that was confirmed. When I became the family spokesperson, and Jack himself asked me to continue to be his voice after death. That's a tall order. It's not like I'm unprepared for it, you know. Um, but and so I did receive some emails that are horrible, just saying horrible things about Jack. Um, yeah, yes,
Gotcha.
that's the quick answer.
No, 100% understood for sure. Did Jack get to see the book as a finished copy?
Yes, he did. He
Nice.
did. Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm
Right.
told that he said his dream finally came true.
Oh, love it. Super cool. Super duper awesome. Psycho Steve, right back up to you there, killer.
All right. I'm now on Justice's laptop, so you can hear me better.
Much.
Okay. Now that you wrote this book, you thinking about writing one for Chip?
Oh! I thought you were just going to write one in general because the answer is no. But for Chip, you know, I love that man and he deserves his story to be told too. But at this point, I don't think I could do it. I can't. The thing is, my body's like has been physically affected by the stress and it's all catching up to me now. And I might wish it on my greatest enemy. I don't know. No. I don't know. Maybe since I know what goes into it and I know what it means to be a writer, I would find a good writer for him. I don't know.
Gotcha. All right. I also noticed that you're quite inked like all of us on the show. What was
Yeah.
your first tattoo?
It was a Band-Aid tattoo.
Cool.
I'm getting it removed right now.
Why?
You know,
Location?
no, it was not pretty. Like it wasn't, I mean, how do you make a Band-Aid pretty anyway? But like it's not a tattoo I want on my body. I meant well, right? I was a Band-Aid, not a groupie because I've been compared to Penny Lane my whole life. But no, it was so ugly.
Okay. Nice. And I noticed Chip doesn't have any tattoos, or he
No.
doesn't show them.
No, he has no tattoos.
Gotcha.
He's in Japan right now though, so I don't know, maybe he'll get one there.
All right.
It was David Roth's guy.
Yeah, that was pretty rad. I like Dave's ink. It's pretty awesome stuff. Hey, like, you know, you don't see him from years and then comes out and then he's, you know, skinnier than me. He looks like Pee Wee Herman's stunt double with tattoos. I was like, holy crap, what happened? You know? All right. So what can we expect? Now, there is an audio book coming out too, correct?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to working on it. I'll be upfront with that, but we have a studio, you know, and I've done voiceover before, so
Right.
so that's why I have this little mic. So yeah, it wouldn't take that long. And you guys, I've read this book 1,000 times.
Right. You don't even need to have it in front of you. You can probably
No.
read it verbatim.
I can get through it.
So it will be your voice doing the audio part too?
Yeah, I don't want to disappoint anyone, but it will be me.
Okay. No, it was.
I don't have to pay myself, you know.
Right. Okay. And Brian just asked, are you getting it removed or are you getting it covered, your Band-Aid tattoo?
I'm getting it removed, but because it's too bad I couldn't show it to you now. No, it's on my hip. I'm not, because I had a session the other day, a removal session. And
Right.
so it looks nuts right now.
Okay.
Pretty horrible. But it had yellow and orange ink, which can oxidize in the removal process and actually leave a white mark. So it doesn't necessarily leave your body. It doesn't go away. It's a lie.
Hmm.
Removal is a slight fake process.
Is it more painful to tat, or is it more painful for the removal?
Okay, so the removal is definitely very painful, but we all have tattoos here, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know how when you have a big piece, after a while it kind of becomes numb and you're like, I don't feel it anymore. This is fine.
Right.
It's the same thing. If you could just like hang on for the first 10, 15 seconds, because it's the worst rubber band snap you'll ever get in your life, then it kind of
Right.
goes numb.
Gotcha. Well, I tell everybody if the divorce and the cancer didn't kill me, I'm gonna go through anything, so we're fine.
Gosh.
That is true.
Amen.
And you did not make her a widow.
True story. Jack and Charlie and Jessica will be taken care of. Don't worry. That's all. All right. Are you an animal person?
Yeah.
I know you guys had a cat.
We have we have
Right?
2 cats. We just lost our other cat. So no, we don't have 3 cats.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Truly is right there in an urn. I'm looking at it right now. It's very weird to me, but that was Chip's. That's what Chip wanted, so I let him have that.
Got it. All right. Who takes longer to get ready, you or him, when you guys go on a date?
He does. I would say he does.
Awesome. I got it. I thought that, but don't tell him I said that.
Okay.
Does he wear his glasses at the dinner table?
All the time.
Sorry,
Oh.
Steve. I couldn't help myself.
Does he let you drive his Porsche?
I don't want to drive it. It's a what do you call it? A stick?
Yeah.
No, I'm out. Count me out.
Angel,
But I
you
have a
mentioned-
key to it, so it looks like I have a Porsche.
Such a nice car. You should. It's the same car that James Dean had.
Yes, so he tells everyone, or he'll say Eddie Murphy, 48 hours.
Right. Nice. Angel, your turn, pal.
I hope I'm not talking too much when you guys ask me things.
No,
Now,
that's what the show's about.
I could go on and on about things, though.
I'm going to make this question a roundtable question. This is a really good question. If you could go back in time to interview a musician, who would it be?
Do we all have answers right away?
Yes, at least I do.
You go then.
Go ahead.
Freddie Mercury,
Oh,
100%. With Peter Steele nipping at his heels because I'm a big typo negative guy, but
Oh,
I grew up on Queen, and absolutely, I would love to sit down and just talk to that cat.
Eric Carr.
okay.
Eric Carr, you said?
Yeah,
It's a good
Awesome.
one.
I love this drum.
All right, I'm going to get really schmaltzy here. My grandmother was a musician, so I would have to say my grandmother.
That's
right on.
really sweet.
Yeah. She recorded with Les Paul, Bob Hope, Don Ho, stuff like that. And she sang really good.
Wow.
She was pretty rad.
That's
So
cool.
her, or I would say
Yeah.
Dimebag Darrell.
Oh, okay. All right. Those are some good ones. Those are some
Yeah.
really good ones. I think I would go with, I don't want to be cheesy here, but Elvis. I'm a big Elvis fan.
Oh.
So I want to
Uh-huh.
get close enough to that man to see the hairs on his arms,
Nice.
see the sideburns in real life.
That's a great question. I have a great question. All right. I'm a TikTok fan because I have 2 children, Jack and Charlie, and I
Mhm.
monitor what they watch. And also, I'm a sap for those videos that like parents come home from being in the military and I cry watching them. But there's this guy named Bob Joyce. Have you heard about this guy?
Why have I heard of him?
Because they're allegedly saying that Bob Joyce is Elvis.
Elvis. Okay.
Yeah.
You're
You
writing
have
it
to look
down.
this up. You have to.
Bob Joyce.
Yeah, he's this preacher out of Arkansas, and they're saying he looks like him, like as an older version of Elvis, because they said Elvis faked his death. This dude sings like him. He's been at Graceland many times. He was at Lisa Marie's funeral. There's all these like stuff about him.
Oh,
It's really uncanny. But
I'm
yeah, I was a
looking
big
at
Elvis
him.
fan.
okay,
So.
very cool.
Yeah, but I'm a big Elvis fan because of my mother, brainwashed me into him and Engelbert Humperdinck. So.
Yeah.
And last year
I like it when people think I'm too young to know who certain people are, and my response is always, well, we all know who Abe Lincoln is, right? And none of us were around when he was around, so
I have his
GFY.
album. Abe rocks. No, I'm kidding. And Jay, I thought of who could portray you in a movie. You ready?
Yes,
Johnny Depp.
I'll take that
Oh, that's
all
really good.
day.
Okay. All right.
Accepted.
And my friend Pam said for
That's-
me, she said,
I
what's his
figured I
name?
would portray you in a movie. I picked Johnny Depp. Take that.
That's the guy that she said for me. My friend Pam said, and I don't know if he's a good looking dude or not, a bald Bradley Cooper.
Okay, there, A Star Is Born.
I
I
think
like that
I don't
movie.
know. I think that actually that passes.
Okay. I'll take
What
it.
about me? Who would play me? I want to play too.
Kate Hudson.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
I know you said.
We don't look anything alike though. So
No, but you're like whimsical like her.
yeah. That's
And you don't like take any crap like she does too.
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. Okay.
She's
All
hot.
right. Okay.
She is.
Very
So.
good.
Angel, you were so like chilled today. Did you smoke like a pound of dope or something today?
I wish.
Are you in Japan with Chip?
No, it's
Okay. I was like,
It's
wow, he's like so
46.
solemn and chill.
He's making
No.
the green room green.
Yes.
no. I'm just thinking about who would portray her in a movie, but I can't
Oh,
think
okay.
of his name.
So funny. You guys are so funny. My favorite interviews so far.
Who would you say?
My favorite
was-
interviews.
No, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, he's talking to you. I'm an idiot.
Huh.
What?
No, he was in the She was in the Bon Jovi video for "Always," the one with the curly hair. Actress.
I don't know. I'm gonna Google this.
I was gonna say.
Bon
I don't know.
Jovi video vixen.
I was going to say, who's got the fastest fingers for Googling?
Well, 78 words per minute.
Looks like a 13-year-old girl.
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at. I see a picture of her now, so it's a little different. Well, anyway.
Who is it?
Oh, I don't know her name. I'm just seeing pictures of her.
Okay. Speaking of video vixen, today is Miss Lori Davis from the video of LA
Hot for
Guns and
Hot for Teacher.
Teacher's birthday today.
Oh,
We should wish her a happy birthday. 'Cause,
Happy
she was she was a guest on our show, and
Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna invite her out to lunch when I go to LA.
yes, don't forget she's a vegan.
She could turn me into a vegan, dude.
Of course, you can.
I'm open to being a vegan.
It's okay. I'm a bad Jew. I like bacon. And I could never be a vegan.
pigs are my favorite animals, so I don't eat ham
Really?
or bacon. Yeah, pigs.
You should
I
tell
love
Chip you want to get a potbelly pig.
You think I haven't? Do you think I haven't even thought about maybe just getting one?
You deserve it.
He's in Japan right now. Now's the time.
No,
Yeah.
when he leaves, what I do is I clean things
Okay.
because he's a little pack rat. So, okay, like let's look at this pile of stuff right now. Ready? Inside the mind of Chips and Nub. Like what? Okay, look at this. Like, why are these out here? Why are these out here? These are old. They don't work and they smell like mold. Oh, but you know what they are? Well, this is so fun. So this is Chip's first band that he was ever in. called "We're Staying."
Worst thing.
That's why the cassette still exists. It's staying.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
Well, then have it
Oh,
on-
Brian Setzer.
Okay.
We have. Wow.
I
I
will
don't
cash
know.
app you if you name the potbelly pig me.
What?
If you get the potbelly pig, I will cash app you money, and you have to name it after me.
To name it my Papa Belly Pig Psycho Steve.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then when
this
he
is
comes
that.
home and go, honey, say hi to Psycho Steve. You'd be, what? He's here? Where is he?
Roll over.
You know,
Oh man.
that'd be pretty rad. I've
Well,
been called
anyway.
worse. So,
What?
right. So, all right.
Yeah.
So, who is your favorite band, though?
My favorite band. Okay. I might get some flack for this, but maybe not. No. This is my favorite band, The Cure.
Nice.
Cool.
I just saw them like 4 months ago.
What do you think of them in concert, though? Because a lot of people are like, they're not that great.
They were amazing.
We thought they were amazing. You have to be, and it's not a bad problem to have, but you have to be like ready for like a Cure experience, because like it's two things. The playing is stellar. Robert still sings great. It's just, great song after great song after great song. I mean, they played Burn third, and being a huge Crow fan, I was just like, yes. But you need to also understand that they're not going to be running around on stage and like jumping all over the place. So if you're into that type of showmanship, you're going to be disappointed. But you're seriously getting bang for your buck. I mean, that show was like 3 hours long.
Yeah, they play for a long time, huh?
Yeah.
But they never were the type of band that run around, though, because I saw them back in the day.
No,
Yeah,
it's not that kind of music either.
Yeah,
Right.
no, they were never that way. I just mean like, if people are just familiar with the Cure's catalog, and they've got some of those more upbeat, type songs that do have, a little bit of speed to them, where if you're going to see them without doing any research on it, you're just seeing these guys just kind of, just slow dancing with their mics. You're going to be, they might be like, well, they weren't showy. Well, they were never showy. What did you don't have YouTube?
Yeah, well, the Cure can't get away with that. So
Oh yeah.
I have a Love Cat tattoo.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was my nickname in high school.
Oh.
It's so dumb. Maybe this is the one I should have gotten right at first. Where is it? Let's see. Oh, so can you see it right here? Oh
hold
my
on
god.
1 second. Hold
This
on.
is-
Hold
So there it is, right there. It's a cat
Nice.
Oh
in the shape of a heart.
Oh,
I
very
got
it.
nice.
Yep. Mhm.
I'm sorry. This is so weird. Let me get it. This is so
Showing the
weird.
guns.
Taking valuable time
Oh yeah.
to find my tattoo.
Nice.
Love cat.
No, the Cure is awesome. I absolutely adore them. We had a really great time when we saw them. So that was definitely a super cool experience. There was the opening band was a band called like it was called like the Twilight Sadness or something like that. It was like the
Okay.
opener on the tour or something. They were really cool. I really liked them a lot.
I'll tell you what. This is a little unknown fact about me. Not that anybody cares, probably, but
We care.
first and foremost, I'm definitely like I'm that I'm a new wave girl before I'm a rock girl. I said it. It's true though.
So is Angel. He's a
You,
new
so,
girl.
so you were out partying to Flock of Seagulls and
Oh yeah. At the goth clubs, like that was my thing. That was my thing. You like no one would even know, right? But
Right.
no, that was me. That's still me. I'm just too busy to be that person right now.
Kerry Russell. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. I saw someone said Rose Byrne, and I can't tell you how many times people have said that to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian said it.
Rose
uh,
Byrne.
Okay,
On
I
my-
am so in touch with reality. Who is Rose Byrne?
Natalie. Google her and let me know if you agree.
Okay, hold on.
What it is that my face is just it's little and her face is very little too. Anne Hathaway is a great compliment. She annoys that shit out of me, but I like her face.
Pretty girl.
I've got some friends in a band out of LA that also play a lot of shows in Vegas called Neon Coven. And if you were
Jacob.
yeah.
Jacob Button is my buddy.
Uh-huh. I had a figure that I was gonna that you were gonna be like, oh, I know this person or I know that person. But
Yeah, and
just
Ace
because
Van Donovan.
you were mentioning that like new wave sound and like the goth clubs and stuff, because I'm a huge Neon Coven nerd, and me and Ace go back many years and stuff like
Awesome.
that. Anthony's been on the show.
Okay, very cool.
But no, I love everything that they do and stuff like that. So Alyssa Milano,
Great sound.
yes,
Alyssa Milano.
super duper great sound when it comes to that for sure. But no,
Yeah.
Jacob's amazing.
Would we
Yeah.
say Duran's more new wave?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it falls into that
Technically.
category. I don't
So
know.
I saw-
I don't know if they're quite skinny tie enough though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
So they did there was a show when MTV and VH1 used to play like music videos. They had a show
Yeah.
called Storytellers,
Yep.
and they did perform it. So I went to it. I was the only straight guy in the whole freaking crowd. There's all these girls screaming, and there's this, gay guys around me. So
Pretty
it was
good.
quite interesting. It was entertaining. They're really awesome live. And then I love Tears for Fears. I was rocking out to Tears for Fears this afternoon.
What's your favorite 80s soundtrack? All of you.
Ooh,
Rocky 4.
80s movie. Okay.
Rocky
Lost
IV.
Boys.
Yep, Rocky 4 soundtrack.
That's a good one.
I'm going to say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
You really live up to your name.
I know.
Steve, I'll give you that one. That is a really good soundtrack though, between Extreme and all that kind of stuff that we're all over that one. So
Right.
yeah. But I mean, you got Echo and the Bunnyman. You've got G. Tom Mack. I mean, you've got Lou Graham.
Mm-hmm.
What a voice he has.
I'm standing by my Lost Boys, and that's how it shall stay. How it shall be.
I just requested Corey Feldman on Facebook.
Oh,
Did
he's
you?
so
He,
funny.
does he actually has a page?
Yeah.
Hey, I got another fun fact for you.
Oh,
They're I believe they're divorced now. Actually, have not touched base with Courtney in a while, but I'm friends with his ex-wife, and I actually auditioned for his band years ago, and
Really?
I got the gig, but then he canceled the whole tour.
Oh,
Wow.
he's come through the area a couple of times. I just haven't gotten a chance to meet him. To see him at one of his concerts and stuff. But I have gotten to meet him because he as people can imagine, he does the horror con circuit and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I've got him on my Lost Boys poster right next to Jason Patrick.
Nice.
And they're coming out with the Goonies too. Did you see that?
I did.
No.
I don't know, man. Similar to what we were talking about with Linkin Park. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want that gig.
I'm going to wait till it comes out on Netflix.
If I want another Goonies, bro.
I know.
No.
That's well put. I don't know if I want another one.
no.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. I didn't make the movie. Don't yell at me.
Do something original.
Oh, you're fine, dude. Trust me. You're good.
No remakes.
Ron and I talk about this all the time on VNDP, where we're like talking about certain movies that do have sequels, and we're like, should they have had a sequel? Or other movies where we're like, if they were to do a sequel, do we want a sequel? So no, we've had those conversations when it comes to at least like horror movies and stuff like that. But yeah, no, when it comes to the Goonies, I don't know, man. There is a certain je ne sais quoi for magic when it happens, and I don't know if I want that.
I agree.
Who are they going to get now to do the Truffle Shuffle?
I could play Chuck.
Oh boy.
I could play Sloth.
There you go.
Uh,
I have a question. What's your favorite Enough's Enough song?
Roll Away. I think it's called Roll Away.
Whoa. Wow. Okay.
Let me
Jay?
speak. Roll Away.
Oh, for me,
Yeah.
Yeah, Roll Away.
the funny thing is, like, I always would joke about this with like Tony, because Fennel, when he was in the band and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But no, when it comes to Enough's Enough, I'm a big Baby Loves You fan.
Oh, good.
I really, really love that song.
An Angel?
What love song?
No, what's your favorite Enough's Enough song, Meathead?
Michelle. Why not Michelle?
Okay. I'm going to say There Goes My Heart.
All right, that's a cute one.
I like it because it's so like pop.
Yeah,
I feel like it should be in like in an 80s teen movie.
I can hear that, see that. Yeah.
It could be in a remake. Since there's no
It'll be in Goonies too. There you go. So
Let's remake Weird Science.
that was
Let's
a great movie.
Let's make
Oh,
weird
that's-
science.
I don't know.
They
I
can't.
will say though, for more recent Enough's Enough songs though, I love when the guys play Fatal Distraction.
Okay,
Love Fatal Distraction off Brainwash Generation. Really,
that's
really
good
dig
to
that.
know. You know, so Chip, I'm just full of fun facts tonight. So this is all stuff too that I just have wanted the world to know forever. But Chip steals some of my chord patterns.
Really?
Does he?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And then I look at the engineer in the studio and we shake our heads because we're like, Chip. Nuh-uh.
Do you make him give you a songwriting credit?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Street cred or anything?
I think he does. I don't pay attention anymore, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't know he was going to Japan.
Wow.
Like 2 days ago. He's like, oh, honey, I gotta leave at 2 in the morning. And I was like, for what? And he goes, we're going to Japan. I gotta pick up the guys. What? So the whole band is in my house. Like, this is just my life all the time. I don't know. I give up.
Yeah, to clean up all those
When
cassettes.
when it comes to birthdays and Christmas, do you have a fun time shopping for clothes for him? If you shop for clothes for him?
Oh gosh. So I wish I could just turn my thing around and you guys could see. Oh, hold on.
We're getting a lot of exclusives here today.
I know. This is awesome.
This is
Yes,
very
it is.
rad. So,
All right.
wow.
Whoa.
So
I'm so
I-
aware of that.
yeah. Oh, my cat is in here. That's not good. Get away from this. So this is the new. See, it doesn't smell good. Like, how the hell do you clean this? So we have this going on. Then Chip got this at a thrift store.
Oh wow. El
Hey.
Capitan.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my.
can always smell when it's been worn on stage, but hasn't been cleaned. So I'll put this one over here.
Did that come from the Liberace collection?
I don't know. It came from some thrift shop where everything was like $1 for an hour.
Or Whip Taylor?
Hey, $1 for that. What thrift store?
Yeah, I would like-
something in
I
Chicago.
rock that. I like that jacket.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You
So-
guys are way
Well-
more. You guys are way more colorful than I am, boys. There is way not enough black in those outfits.
Well, generally, I do wear all black, Jay, because it makes me look thinner, and I'm also colorblind. But it doesn't
Oh
work.
boy.
You're such a delicate little flower.
I try to be.
Would you ever do a book tour?
What about it?
A book tour to promote the book?
Am I gonna do one?
Yeah.
I should. I should, but I have a lot on my plate right now. That has nothing to do with being a writer. I'm in school again, full time, and I graduate in 9 months. So I have great grades, and I want to keep it that way. And I need time to just be myself for a minute. Like, this book is gonna follow me for the rest of my life, and I realize that I only have a certain window to kind of make it be what it needs to be when it first comes out. Come on. I don't know if I have time or energy or money to orchestrate that right now, though.
What are you going to school for?
Nutrition.
Nice.
Nice.
We all need to eat healthy, especially Steve.
I eat like a
Right.
12-year-old kid. What are you talking about? I
This
figured
is the part where the conversation dies because nutrition is not a great subject. to talk
Yes.
about.
I never
Rock show.
personally have that much of a problem having any kind of conversations about nutrition. Personally, I treat my body like an amusement park.
Me too.
I had turkey
Yeah.
nachos, turkey tacos for dinner. That's not too bad.
Well, it depends where the turkey came from. Might be sodium, preservatives. How much of it did you have? What time of it did you eat it at? Do you really need it? What else did you eat today? It's a lot of factors.
Let's see. So it had sour cream. It had some guacamole. I made my own guacamole with it.
Okay.
Of course, cheese, because that's some people smoke, some people drink. Psycho Steve does cheese.
Oh.
I have a small addiction for cheese. I named Jack, my oldest son, after pepper jack cheese. Come on now.
Oh man, you need to be psycho, Steve.
And then what else? What else did we put in it? No cilantro, because I have that gene that cilantro tastes like soap.
Oh, is that really a gene?
I don't
I
know. It
can
tastes
be a little gullible because anything's possible, but I 100% agree. Cilantro's
Right.
disgusting.
so it was, let's see, salsa, guacamole, cheese,
Googling
sour cream, and turkey.
Cilantro tastes
Yeah.
like soap.
Yes.
You came
It's
up
like-
here for attention. Now you got to.
Hey, can I read this to you?
Please do.
So I actually just Googled it.
Mhm.
I Googled cilantro tastes like soap gene, and it actually says a genetic variation in the olfactory receptor gene cluster is associated with the soapy taste of cilantro. So you are not wrong. You're not lying.
Wow.
Ugh. And it's so funny because when I was a little kid, because I was a smart ass then too, I just got bigger. My mom and dad would like wash my mouth with soap, and I was a fat kid at the time. My mom and dad would be like, we're gonna wash your mouth out with soap. I'm like, but it tastes so good.
Let me get some of that cilantro.
Yeah. So now, I don't, cilantro's not my thing.
Angel, are you always this quiet?
No.
No, I just had a good question in my head. Prior to the book, did you ever read any other rock biographies from other musicians?
Yeah. I read Steven Tyler's. I read a lot actually. I read I don't know if Patti Smith counts. I don't know if that book counts. Yes. I mean, also I had to read those to do research before I really started writing,
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you mind giving us your opinion on which ones were good, which ones were not so good? Or
I will tell you. I don't know. Name one. I can't. Name one. I'm like this with songs too.
David Lee Roth, did you read his?
I might have skimmed it. I don't remember reading it all the
I
way.
really liked Stephen Piercy's book personally. I thought Piercy's was really good.
I had to have not read that one actually.
Okay.
How about any of the Kiss member books? Did you read any of theirs?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I read most of the autobiographies I read were. I think I read Sammy Hagar's. They were. They like to wear black. I don't know how else to explain it. And then there was Steven Tyler's book, which was Is the Noise in My Head Bothering You? I think is what it was called. Or Does the Noise in My Head Bother? Yeah, see, I'm not good with title. I don't remember things. Not good. Bad writer to my fellow writers.
It's really good.
It definitely like stood to its title. Like it was Noise.
My friend Sharon sang The Heroin Diaries, Nikki Sixx's book.
Yeah, I think that was okay. I had a little run-in with Nikki Sixx, by the way, a few years ago.
Uh-oh.
Like, not to just change the subject so much, but
Yeah.
I'm not a Nikki Sixx fan.
It's okay.
No worries.
Yeah, we're open-minded
Everybody is.
people.
And-
Not
and
everybody's cup of tea.
The book's not that I didn't find his book to be. It was a little bit predictable for me.
Gotcha. I'm waiting for Yanni to come out with his autobiography.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. That's the tacos talking. See?
Right.
Sebastian Bach could have provided more details in the making of the albums. Like his bio, I really didn't like all that much.
Which
I just
one?
wish he had provided more
Sebastian
details. Yeah, Sebastian Bach. I just wish he had provided more details in the making of the records and give stories about that. He didn't give much details.
Because he didn't write anything of the first two albums.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
So
But
how
that's-
could he say that, what he did? He added an and or a the. So he's a co-writer of a song? No, he came in after Matt Fallon left the band, and then he joined the band, and Dave and Rachel and Scott that wrote most of the lyrics to everything said, okay, here's the lyrics, go in and do what you do best, duck when you step into the booth, put the headphones on your head, sing the song just the way you hear it playing with the music. He didn't write anything. Only street cred he should get is his dad created the album cover, painted the album cover for Slave for the Grind.
True.
True story. That's just how I feel. Sorry. Like I said, it's the tacos talking.
That's okay.
But,
And now tomorrow's a very special day in history, so that brings me to the question with Mark Wise. How was it working with him?
With Mark Weiss?
Yeah, to do the picture.
I mean, he's great. Working
he's a
with
Jersey
Mark?
boy.
Yeah, he
We all
is.
love him. Mark's
You
great.
guys get to see him often?
I see him quite frequently.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll probably see him at Striper in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I saw
Yeah.
him at Brett Michaels' show.
I'm not surprised.
And of course, I'll see him at Slaughter or Sebastian, because those are the three shows that are coming up that I'm potentially going to.
Oh, very good.
What's the last concert you've been to?
I'm so boring. I don't know. I honestly have. Oh, Rolling Stones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the big screens on the back of when you watch a concert, like we're talking big stadium, and then this screen, so the people can see.
Right.
So, we have good friends who are responsible for the manufacturing of those screens. So I don't know how it works, but they sign on with certain people. So I know that they've worked with I think Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga.
Foo Fighters.
Okay. Yeah. So Rolling Stones is one of their clients.
Wow.
Cool.
So we got to go.
Nice. That was a hell of a show. I saw them years ago when Living Color opened up for them.
Oh wow.
You were just like an itty bitty baby.
Probably.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Okay, 1989.
Oh, yes, 2.
Steel Wheels tour.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's when they went back to touring after that break.
Because Mick Jagger produced Vivid, for Living Color. That's how I got to see them, and then they won a Grammy for that album. It was pretty cool. Yeah. So, all right, binge watching. Do you watch TV at all?
Yes.
What are you watching right now?
What am I watching right now? Oh, my brain is so fried right now. What? Okay, so you want to know honestly what I watch? I like the crappy reality shows with very ditzy women who they literally talk like this, and they do that vocal fry that's like this, and They just are very perfectly put together because they get a lot of Botox. I like those shows because they have so much drama. And my life is busy and filled with drama that has nothing to do with their kind of drama. Like their drama is unnecessary. Mine is very necessary. Like, oh, crap, the subject of my book passes away. And I have to answer a million phone calls from every major media outlet in the world. These girls have different kinds of problems. They're like, oh my gosh, so and so is sleeping with this person in the office. I don't know what to do because I actually had his babies in secret, and so it's fun for me because I can shut my brain off.
Cool. I watch crap like that too. I like a lot of cooking shows.
Okay.
Jessa and I started watching this thing called Geek Girl.
Geek Girl on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started watching a little bit of that. That was
cool.
It's kind of cute. I like Law and Order, and I know you're in Chicago, so I like Chicago Fire.
Okay. Yeah,
So.
they film around here a lot.
Right. So, and of course, a couple of cheesy movies, and we went back. She introduced me to How I Met Your Mother. We just binge watched all that. That was a really cute show. So
that reminds me. Do you guys miss Blockbuster as much as I do?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I still have my card. What are you talking about?
I might even still have mine. But one of the things. Oh, go ahead, Kale.
I was just going to say, you can call me Kate. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I change my name like a million times a year. It's running joke around here. But Blockbuster actually turned down a deal with Netflix. Did you know that? When Netflix was first doing their thing, they actually went to Blockbuster and they said, "Hey, let's join forces." And Blockbuster said no, and that's why they went under.
Wow.
I mean, that makes sense. I can see they so lack vision, but I definitely do miss it because I've got an insanely huge horror movie collection. It's I've got a whole guest room that's just dedicated to horror, and one of the things I love doing with my Blockbuster, which was right down the road from my mom's house when I lived with her, and I love tackling the bins of used DVDs.
Yes.
And I couldn't tell you what the movie was that I bought, but I always would tackle the 3 for $15, 4 for $20, sometime 5 for $20 bins. And I only ever bought horror movies that I'd never heard of, with the exception, like I said, there was one movie that I don't remember what it was that wasn't a horror movie that I bought for whatever reason. Everything else I bought were always horror movies that I'd never heard of, that looked interesting or got me curious, because the whole point of it was well, I'm only really spending $3 to $4 a movie on these. So if some of them suck, well, it's not like I really lost any money on it.
Right.
But no, I loved Blockbuster Video. I love that kind of stuff. I kind of wish stuff like that was still around.
Yeah, you had nothing to do on a Friday or Saturday night, right? Or you did. The plan was movie night, and
Yes.
you go to Blockbuster, and you didn't have 1,000 options. You just had what came out, and you'd see the ads and the big TV, hanging up in the corner, and you just rewatch the same trailers as you would shop, and then you get your little junk food at the end.
Yeah,
you can still feel the VHS case. It was that plastic, and it was really hard to open.
Don't forget to rewind.
Right.
Rewind.
Nice.
Didn't they have a show about Blockbuster? There was a TV show.
I don't know.
No,
Might have been. That's the only other good thing, though, is I am able to relive a certain amount of nostalgia when it comes to Blockbuster, because I was so about just tackling those horror bins. So I probably got 15 to 20 movies that are in Blockbuster Video DVD cases.
Right. I remember when VHS. Sorry, Angel. I'll be quick. But I remember when DVDs came out, and I was continuing to buy VHS because I thought to myself, this will never fly. Movies on a CD. What?
Look at this.
Same thing.
What about a Laserdisc?
Why do I forget those?
There's-
Laserdisc.
Me too.
Well, funny you should say that, Steve. That's like my favorite little side hobby right now for collecting are laser discs because they're the size of a vinyl record, and you can put them in a vinyl record frame and hang them on your wall as like decor. So I've been like strategically looking for like movies that I really love as laser discs, and I frame them and I hang them on my wall. So um, I've got like Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I've got like the first two Crow movies, and I've got the Addams Family, and I even
Right.
found my favorite ever Dracula parody movie, Dracula Dead and Loving It, as a laser disc.
Very cool. All right, I just Googled it. I can't say that I even remember what the hell these were.
Yeah. So,
Really?
but I love all that kind of stuff. But no, I definitely miss that. But Kate, I have a question for you. I'm curious about your appearance for Infinite Decorum and Under the Shadows.
Oh, wow, that came out of left field.
I know. I've been saving that one up.
Wow. Okay, what about it?
Well, no, I mean, because I can't imagine how you would have appeared in the Zen from Mars video. So, I think I can figure that one out for myself.
Thank you for reminding me I was in that.
Yeah. But no, I'm just kind of curious how that happened. Honestly, just a really simple question.
You know what? First of all, those guys are great. What a freaking phenomenal set that was, too. How I got that gig, I actually think I just saw an ad on Facebook, and I do this to myself all the time. I see the requirements, and I'm like, oh, do I fit, whatnot, and then I get it. So yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I didn't eat the whole day because I came to set and I have hypoglycemia, so it's like not a good thing if I don't eat. So I remember there was this one scene, you saw the video, and there's all this junk food, like these desserts. So
Yeah.
I was just like pocketing cookies, and I felt like crap at the end of the whole night, but that was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice. My buddy Goolsby has something similar to that, whether it's like with his thyroid or something like that, where he's just like razor thin, but his metabolism is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And other bands that he would be in, friends of mine, they used to tell me, they're like, "Oh man, we love Steve, and he is so amazing and stuff like that." But he drives us so crazy on the road because he doesn't prep for travel.
Yeah.
We have places we have to get to. So instead of going to like a Walmart, and dropping $50 to $100 on food because he knows he has to eat like every 3 hours, he'll make us stop on our way to like another venue where we have to drive like 10 hours, and he'll be like,
Right.
we'll have to stop 3 times because he'll need to eat, and be like, bro, you need to go shopping. Like,
Yeah.
you need to set yourself up because you know how you are.
Right.
But yeah, no,
We
I
should have that
definitely
metabolism.
I definitely understand that. And also with other like various like, photo shoots and stuff you've done, I was just kind of curious because Steve had sent me a photo so I could put together your announcement posters, and it was just kind of a cool one with the skull and like the top hat, and I was just kind of curious what was the concept, if there was anything further for that particular shoot.
If there was anything further from that shoot?
Yeah, I mean, or I just kind of mean like outside of those props.
Oh.
Was it based around that particular look that we saw and used, or were there other, aspects?
So it's funny because I showed up tonight and I've been in front of cameras for so many years, and on stage I just don't really care anymore. So here I am. But that's very much my look. Like, that's the look in my head. If I close my eyes and I think of what do I look like, that's what I look like. I collected top hats when I was in high school. I had 26 of them, and my 3 younger brothers used them for beer pong and destroyed them. So
What?
I've
Like
never
filled the top
decided.
up with beer?
So they put the beer cans in the top hats,
Oh.
or like the beer. What do you call it?
The solo cups.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh,
So they just got destroyed. But I'm not really a girly girl. I can play a good girly girl. I did that for 17 years in the adult entertainment industry, and I was really, really good at it. Like that's just the kind of thing that made me all of my money was to be that girly girl, you know. Um, but I'm not a girly girl. I feel like I am a 19th century tomboy is how I like to classify myself. Sounds so ridiculous. You guys are like, whatever.
no.
Um, but yeah, just like that girl who wanted to do the things that the boys wanted to do but couldn't because women weren't allowed to do that. So that's where the top hat comes in.
Oh, right on. That's awesome. Hey, Steve, let me kick it over to you for a second there, my friend. I shall.
Okay. I used to wear a top hat and everything, and my grandmother gave me a stuffed bunny rabbit as a kid, so I would put the bunny rabbit in it, and I would like walk around and put the with the top hat on, and people would be like I went to go see Prince in concert with my uncle, and girls are like, "Are you a magician?" I'm like, "No, but I could pull a bunny out of my hat." They're like, "No, you can't." I took the hat off and I pulled the bunny out. It was really impressive. It worked.
I'm sure it was. And that's when Psycho Steve was born.
No, the way I got my name is Gene Simmons gave me the name Psycho Steve. I was
That's
really
really
starstruck.
great.
Yeah, when I was 6 years old, when I first met him, I got starstruck. I ran up to him. I'm like, "Oh my God, you're Gene Simmons." He looked at me. He goes, "Mashugana, psycho." And I didn't know what Mashugana meant. And I thought it was a curse word. I thought psycho was a curse word. I bawling my eyes out. I ran to my dad. I'm like, "Dad, Gene Simmons called me a Mashugana and a psycho." And my dad's like, "Calm down. Let me go talk to him." My father goes up to him and goes, "Hey, Gene, I'm Steven's father. That's the little boy that wrote you those letters." Everything. He's like, "Well, Steve, I'm going to tell you something. I might wear more makeup than your wife, higher heels than your mom, but I'm just a mortal man. Just tell him to talk to me. Don't talk up to me." So I went back up to him, and I was very overweight. Like I told you, I was a chunky monkey. And I go up to him, I'm like, "Gene, I'm really sorry. I was just really excited to meet you." He's like, "Okay." He sits down, picks me up, and puts me on his knee. He's like, "Oh, you're a heavy little fucker, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "So you're married?
Sorry.
You have any kids?" I'm like, "Gene, I'm 6 years old." He's like, "Don't ever get married. Don't ever have kids." And that's how the Psycho Steve name came to be.
Well,
And I follow his
how
advice.
worthy. Yeah.
Well, I have the kids. Nothing wrong with the kids.
No,
The
but
kids
I
are
follow-
awesome. The ex-wife is a total tool, but whatever. You know, the new one, the future Mrs. Psycho Steve is pretty rad. You know her, so I love her. Just as the bomb diggity don. So she's really awesome.
I
She
believe
puts
you.
up with me. She looks good on film. You know,
It's important.
it's Jack and Charlie. You know, so here we are.
Very good.
I
Yeah,
came this close to getting married last year.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
yeah. But he was drunk. He said, "Will you carry me? Not will you marry me?" Okay. Sorry, it's the tacos again. Like I said.
That was very good.
Carry me.
Thank you.
Who's Carrie?
The Great Europe song.
You guys are very who's on first.
I love that song.
Europe was a good band. They're still playing. They're in Sweden. You know, Joey Tempest is pretty badass singer. I agree. All right, so now,
Damn
when
it, Steve, now you got me stuck with that song in my head. Thanks a lot.
all right, you want a different song from them? It's the
No.
final countdown. Okay. Here's a question: when Chip gets you pissed off, do you go home by his real name, his given name, or do
Is
you
this
call him
the
Chip?
audience question?
No, this is my question.
Okay. When Chip gets no, he's always been Chip. Actually, I remember when I started calling him Chippy, and I asked him, I go, "Do you like being called Chippy?" He goes, "No." I call him Chippy. So does Troy Patrick Farrell. We were when Troy was in the band a few years ago. It was a lot longer
Right.
than a few years ago, but he would call him Chippy too. So
Gotcha. See, I can't stand when someone calls me Steven. 'Cause-
oh yeah, I don't like Katie.
All right. And then, when you use your middle name, then I know I'm in deep crap.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yes.
I hear you.
There's only like 2 people on this planet, and one's dead. The other one gets away with it because I live with her. So my grandmother called me Steven, but she meant it in a very endearing way. But on my caller ID, when I called her landline, because, all Jewish grandmothers live in either Boca, West Palm Beach, or Miami,
Right.
I'd call her landline, and call her, and it comes up as Psycho Steve.
Okay.
So she forgot that I was Psycho Steve. So she wouldn't answer her landline. So I had to call her on her cell.
So
I'm like,
funny.
Gran, I've been trying to get in touch with you. You haven't picked up your phone. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, wait a minute. Oh, shit. You're Psycho Steve. I totally forgot. Yeah. 102.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She was a rock star.
Very much so.
What's up, Johnny Depp?
Not too much there, John Malkovich.
What movie was he in that was really good? Was he in Cape Fear, or was that Robert De Niro?
That was Robert De Niro, I think.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Is your cat coming to see?
Yeah, cat speak. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's
all
very
good.
instinctual.
My dog is passed out on his bed. I'd show you Dimebag Daryl, but he's sleeping. So.
Aw, that's his
There you go.
name.
One of my cats is sitting on the floor behind me. I'm not sure where the other one's at.
Dime. Dime. No? All right, good talk. All right, no. He's like out like a fat kid in dodgeball. It's pretty,
How's the audience doing?
Yeah, do we have any other questions from them?
Yeah, I think they're doing good.
Well, I actually have one question.
Yeah, man.
If Hollywood calls to turn the book into a movie, who's playing Jack Russell?
Oh, wait. I want to make sure I'm saying the right name. Jeremy Allen White.
Nice.
Oh, I've got it all in my head. Brian May is going to do the score. Cameron Crowe is going to direct the film. I'm going to do a cameo.
Cameron Crowe. Okay.
Yes.
Not a
Cameron
Spielberg.
Crowe.
Not a Spielberg person.
Cameron Crowe is a really important person in my story. I don't know if you came across that anywhere, but he was. I really want to get my book in his hands. I just want to reach out to him again because he supported me in my earliest years traveling with bands. So Lucy Walsh. Okay. This is a story. I won't make it that long. But I ended up on tour with Ashley Simpson when I was 16. Yes, I had to basically skip school. And so Lucy Walsh, who played keyboard for Ashley Simpson, Lucy's father is Joe Walsh from the Eagles. She said, you remind me a lot of Penny Lane. I said, okay, who's that? So I went home, I watched the movie Almost Famous, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that this character was this character. This is exactly who I am. And so I wrote to Cameron Crowe. It took a lot. Like, times were different then, so it wasn't as easy to get a hold of people. But at the same time, if you did, they were more willing to talk with you. So I was able to somehow read Cameron Crowe's history and then found the San Diego Union in San Diego, which was called the San Diego Door. And I called them, and there was actually someone at the San Diego Union who used to work with Cameron Crowe in that same office when it was the San Diego Door. And so I told him, okay, hey, listen, I'm not really a college kid doing a paper. I'm 16 and I'm lying about my age to tour with rock bands and write stories about them. And I had no idea that this movie Almost Famous existed. I just want to get a hold of him and say, look, like I'm your character in real life. And so he gave me his email address. I emailed him. He wrote me back. And then I went to Rolling Stone magazine, I think the following week, because I ended up emailing Rolling Stone to tell them, hey, like, I think I have a story. I think I might be someone you want to focus on at some point. Like, I sense my life is going to go in this really cool direction. I've always been good that way to, like, sense, someone's story or branding, marketing, whatnot, the angle of things. And I saw what mine was. And so I ended up in the Rolling Stone offices at 16 years old, and they let me up there during their international week. So Rolling Stone representatives from all over the world were present. And then I was sitting with Jason Fine, who's the music editor. I think he's still the music editor. And then I could tell that he was kind of curious, like, what is this kid doing here? I had like bleached blonde hair that was orange. I had a bunch of different nose rings. I had like 3 nose rings. I had a Snoopy shirt on and camouflage pants and dirty Converse. And I was covered in pins, like rock pins, the Ramones, And so he was like, okay, hold on a second. So he brought in Kevin O'Donnell, who's the top dog at Rolling Stone. and they kind of took me under their wing for a while. And I hope that wasn't the longest, most boring story ever.
No.
But camera
No,
crew is a very important part of who I am.
Wow,
Oh, very cool.
that is very cool. Wow.
Now, who's your Russell then in Almost Famous? Miss
Oh.
Penny Lane.
Who's my Russell?
Yeah.
I cannot say.
Fair enough.
That would be a disaster.
No, for sure.
Oh.
Did when it came to that character though, did you have like did you have a group like Kate Hudson did? Like did you have like a Fairuza Balk in member of your crew, or like your like just like girlfriends that were into music and the band thing as well? Did you have like
No.
mates? No?
No, I think maybe if
I
anything, I've collected them over the years.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think Fairuza Balk was really hot in the craft. I'm just saying.
All right, I know your type then.
At that time.
Okay.
Just as like this 5 foot tall little ginger.
Yeah.
So,
She apparently owns like some weird crystal shop in Hollywood that smells like cat pee.
Oh.
okay, guess what? I'm not going there.
Oh, I definitely know that she's like into that kind of stuff, and it's funny too because she also doesn't fly. So whenever she does East Coast appearances for tours and stuff like that, she has to like drive or travel. It has to be
Wow.
on the road. From what I was told, she doesn't fly. So if there's any type of weather situations in that cross country journey, it can throw a few like kinks into it and stuff like that.
I think Dale Bosio also doesn't fly. I could be wrong, but she chats with Chip a lot. Is that true? Are you confirming that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Chip told me that.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
so
Yes.
Because I grew up. I mean, I'm honestly when it comes to her, just for what it's worth, like I grew up like when it came to like her movies and stuff like that. Because I was when I was really little, like she and I are almost the same age, and
okay.
I grew up on Return to Oz. I love that movie.
Yes, I had a crush on Jack, the pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
How could you not? He was just like a tall, like lanky little weirdo with like the heart of gold.
He was the precursor to Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
But I love that movie. I love that movie so much.
No, Chip is Ichabod Crane.
like cartoon Ichabod Crane.
That's correct. Vintage
lo-
Disney. Yeah.
I love that. I love that movie. They often pair it up with like The Adventures of Mr. Toad.
Yes, exactly. I love that you know exactly which version I'm talking about. The cartoon. I think Bing Crosby, did he narrate it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Chip, like always eating. He's got this big beak of a nose. We call Chip Big Bird even sometimes.
I'm a real like big, also like Sleepy Hollow like nerd.
Oh, me too. Oh, look at that.
Home,
I'm actually gonna be there on Halloween.
oh, nice. Yeah, Home Goods / Marshall / TJ Maxx has been on their A game for like Sleepy Hollow stuff.
Is that a purchase from this year?
Yes.
Who
What's
from?
made out of?
All right,
I don't know if it'll work, but it lights up.
Oh, even better. And I'll tell you what, there are some people out there who are like, oh my gosh, the Headless Horseman, he's so hot. You guys are off your rocker, first of all. It's all about Ichabod Crane. Like, he's the underdog. He's the cutie patootie.
Well, I mean, I definitely want to go to like Sleepy Hollow. That's been me and Meg. That's been me and Megan's like big thing. We like to go out. We want to go out to like more of those type of places. Like she and I have gone to Salem a lot lately because again, that's where I'm from, and she's become like super duper attached. So like when we went on vacation 2 weeks ago, that's where we went, and it was funny because I would have like friends or coworkers be like, "Dude, why does Jay just like always go to Salem? Like that's just the only place he goes." And it was funny because one of my that was a question asked to one of my college friends by one of my college friends. And she was telling this story when we all got together for dinner on the Thursday night of my vacation, because a lot of them still live in Massachusetts. So we got together for dinner. And she was telling me and Megan, she's like, yeah, Well, first of all, his name happens to be Jay too. It's like, well, Jay, first of all, he was born there. It's where he's from. It's what he's about. Remember, have you looked at the guy? And second of all, that's just what he does. Because that's what I tell people. I was like, look, that's what I like, dark and creepy and cold. That's where I want to go for vacation all the time. I don't do Hawaii and I hate Florida. Like I'm not going to go to these places when I go on vacation. I'm going to go to any type of like Spooktown, USA, because that's what I'm going to want to go to and destroy all of like their goth alternative stores. Like that's just what I want to do. That's where I go. But we would really like to do Sleepy Hollow. That's on our radar for us to go to. We there's a bunch. There's like some haunted stuff around like Baltimore, like the Jericho Bridge, which we've been to, and you can like listen. It's like part of like the Gettysburg.
Gettysburg.
So it's a be like paranormal thing with that, and if we ever get out to Colorado, we would definitely love to go to like the Overlook Hotel and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I've been there as well.
Definitely into that. My friends Mark and Janet, who have been on the show a few times, they live out in California. They're huge haunts people, like the Clown Motel and like I think it's in Arizona. Just all these the Chandley Hotel, all that creepy stuff. They're into that kind of stuff too. So we're like super into that. We want to do we're interested in doing. We're planning to do the Salem Vampire Salon in March back up there, and we want to stay at the Hawthorne Hotel because it's got a big paranormal history.
Oh wow! So you must know about Father Sebastian.
I do. This is actually him. I always play with things on my neck, but yeah, this is actually one of his. Yeah, no, I'm part of the Sabretooth clan.
I used to be as well. He made me my teeth, which I lost in a strip club in Miami.
Oh no!
See, I'm full story. So when Jack did not have the words, like I said, I did.
Yes.
Yes, not many people lose their vampire teeth in a strip club.
Nice. The question is, what piece of laundry did those fall out of?
Well, no. Like you're like a fledgling, you're called when you get when you first get them, and they were biting. They were like digging into my lip. So I just remember that they actually got like caught in the hole that was being dug into my lip, and then they just kind of fell out.
Oh, gotcha.
I think the strip club was called Booty Call.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I think Sebastian's great. I mean, he's always been really cool to me, and all the times that we talked and stuff like that. He's actually been on the show. He actually did the show coming back from Mexico in his car, and then his car died. And Angel and I were kind of worried about his well-being. We were like, dude, we can reschedule you for a follow-up, which we still have to do. But we would really like you not to be stranded. And if you need to concentrate on this car thing, we are happy to let you do that. And he's kind of like, yeah, I really think I should do that. I was like, you're good, bro. Don't even sweat it. Absolutely. But no, I mean, he's cool. I really like his books. I have a ton of them. And, I just think they're really interesting reads. But I've also gotten to know a little bit, and I saw them when I was in Salem. Ben and Lex from Vamp Fangs and Velvet and Veil.
Okay.
Those are that's the main store that I destroy every time I go back to town. And because I love all of that stuff. But no, I think Sebastian's great. I think it's cool. Like I've got some friends that are indifferent, and I've got other friends that are just as cool and on an even par like I am. I was like, hey, different strokes for different folks. I get it. Different time spent with somebody, but I mean, he's always been cordial to me. So as far as I'm concerned, cool. As far as I'm concerned, he's a good man.
Yeah. We got to get these guys some teeth. Let me check on my cat because I'm hearing something.
Nah, no worries. Absolutely. But on that note, fans, we are going to let you guys know that it is going to be last call for alcohol. Any final questions, comments, anything that you want to ask to Kate, don't worry. Please pump them in. We will definitely see them. We will definitely rock out with your questions, and we'll definitely make sure that they get answered. Kate's been incredibly generous with her time, and we're having a great one with her. And we're going to rock out with her for a little longer. But we also want to be very respectful of her evening as well. So it is going to be last call for alcohol, fans, and we appreciate it. So any questions, get them on in now, and we will definitely get them answered for sure. Psycho Steve, let's kick it back down to you, my man.
Okay. Here's a very obscure question because I like to ask very unique questions. I'm not like intelligent like Jay is, so I'm just gonna.
Me neither.
Okay, so okay, here we go.
Okay.
So when Chip was courting you, okay, and he was going to ask you to marry you, did he ask your parents for permission?
No. He does what he wants to do.
Okay. How did he ask you?
Oh, my whole life is just one big movie, okay? So here's a little scene from my life. So Chip was not very discreet about this, and I woke up one morning and there were all of these rings on the table. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, they all look the same. They're like all engagement style rings. And they're all like just like in plain sight. So I texted my mother, right? Get this. And I was like, I think Chip is going to ask me to marry. Or no, I'm sorry. No, that wasn't it. No.
Next, come on.
I'm making it up. So I texted my mother, Chip has all of these rings on the table. And she was like, well, honey, you had to know that there might be another woman. Are you kidding me? No, I think he's going to ask me to marry him. So that's why I was like, I think Chip's going to ask me to marry him.
Well,
Like, Jesus, you had to go there? So we went out on New Year's Eve to some Italian restaurant, and we came home, and we sat on the couch. We could hear the fireworks in the background from New Year's Eve, and he just handed me a little box. And I opened it up, and there were these rings, and they fit me perfectly. Like perfectly. And I was like, yes, he didn't even ask me. He just handed me the box. And then there was a shooting in the neighborhood, maybe like 60 seconds after that. So we had to shut all of the lights off in the living room and get on the floor. And I was like, Chip, but you got to open the window at least so we can hear what's going on. So I'm like, I'm telling you, my life is a movie.
wow. Awesome.
So, yes.
Okay. Has he ever written a song for you?
I'm in his songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. Right. I'm just a hopeful romantic. So
Okay.
that's why I asked these questions. Not hopeless, hopeful.
Okay. Good one.
You know,
Like I had an idea how I was going to propose to Jessa originally, but then COVID fucked that up.
Oh,
So-
of course.
Because she's never seen Kiss in concert, and I've seen Kiss 713 times. So I was going to take her to the last Kiss show when it was supposed to be in 2019, and I was going to bring her on stage. I'll be like, "This is their last Kiss. I want you to be my last Kiss." That's how I was going to do it originally, but you know,
That's very cute.
thank you. I'm
you
schmaltz.
was really made for y'all were really made for loving each other.
Thank you, Angel. Appreciate that.
Okay.
And then instead I did it on her
Did
birthday.
her ring have a black diamond?
Actually, she does like black diamond. No, I went with an Asher cut,
You
2
guys.
carat, VVS1, E clarity. So I did pretty all right.
Very
So you
cute.
did rock and roll all night during the honeymoon?
Of course.
Did she shout it out? You know, did she shout it out loud?
Yes, and I didn't call her Beth.
Well, you know, that would be very rude while she's pulling the trigger on your love gun. I need to stop. Like, I know way too many Kiss songs. I'll make this segment go all night long.
But
A whole new book.
But
All night. There you go.
yes,
That is a Kiss song.
yeah, I did put the Jew back in the jewelry. That's why I picked that ring. So there.
Oh
you go.
my gosh.
I have a
All
book
of them.
called Kissuendos or something like that.
They should.
That's good. You know what? I made friends with Eric Singer on the
Cruise, right?
cruise. Yeah, years ago. I didn't know who he was. So I was talking with him. I know. So I was talking with him like on the top deck or whatever, and everyone was gathering because there's going to be a Kiss Q&A. And so Doc McGee comes over, and he's like, and Eric and I were talking, and he grabs him and he goes, "All right, buddy, they're waiting for you." So then he goes and he walks up on stage, and they hand him a mic, and then he goes to sit on one of the stools, and in my head I'm like, why is he going up there? Like, this is. So I'm looking at him sit
Right.
down, and I'm like waiting for the real guy to come take his place.
He's
Mhm.
a
Right?
seat filler.
Yeah. So right. So I look at Chip and I go, Chip, okay, I made a really big mistake. just didn't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all right. So, all right, Angel, ask your question.
The
Getting
first
past my head.
concert that you went to.
First concert?
Yeah.
Has to be the Dead.
Unfortunately, it was NSYNC.
Really?
You
Yeah.
have my sympathies.
Should have been May.
Was it a good show, or did they suck?
It was, you know, what's funny? So I have this sensitivity to sound, right? So ironic. But I was like this the whole time, and then my dad left. This was at Nassau Coliseum, by the way. And so we left, and I remember calling home on a payphone to call my mother to cry to her because I was in so much pain because it hurt my ears. And I couldn't hear for like 3 days.
Angel does not like the boy bands.
I'm sorry.
He's anti-boy band.
You look it.
Is
He
Oasis
not
considered
sedated,
a boy
but he doesn't like
according to Nikki's?
He
No,
would
it's
sa-
like
he
an
would
Angry Brother band.
he would sacrifice every boy band in order to have a lunch date with Adam Levine.
Exactly.
Just
Then I
to
would
poison,
ask
just
him-
to poison Adam Levine.
Yeah, but I would ask them, what the hell is your problem with rock chicks? They listen to rock music. They just think your music sucks. That's all.
Yes.
Who the hell needs 17 songwriters, 17 producers, and 34 songwriters for one record?
Oh wow, that's unfortunate.
I mean, Chip doesn't even use that many songwriters, right?
No, except me if he's listening to me write songs through the floor.
See? And he writes great songs.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't need all these.
filler.
But you get my point.
What was your thought behind him taking over lead vocals and being the guy?
So this is so fun. I get to tell the whole world all of these things no one has any idea about. So we were in the waiting room of to get my eyeglasses, and he was sitting with me, and he got a text from Johnny Monaco, who basically said, I'm out, like I'm done now. And Chip kind of sat there. You know, I know him so much better than I knew him then, actually, which is crazy because we got married very quickly. So the first few years of our marriage was actually getting to know each other. And I go, what are you going to do, Chippy? And he goes, well, honey, I'm going to do it. And I go, I think that's a good idea. I think you'll be good. You'll do it.
Nice.
So it's been that ever since. But I was there for that very moment when Johnny Monaco quit.
Oh wow.
Wow. And he's a great guitarist, and he did quite well, I think. You know.
Monaco is hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
I listened to his podcast before,
Yeah.
so, and like I said, I knew Donnie back in the day and stuff like that.
Donnie, who egged my house with Johnny Monaco.
Nice. Well, they're basically neighbors. Well, Donnie still lives in Chicago, doesn't he?
Apparently, he's our neighbor.
Right.
I don't see him around though.
Gotcha. And then I know Johnny was living in Chicago. I think he moved though.
I thought he went to Vegas, but I don't know where he is now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's in Vegas now. So
Because the first time, I met Johnny for the first time not too long after Enough's Enough, because he was actually he replaced Michael in LA Guns for a little while, and
Gosh, yeah.
and LA Guns headlined an event I was working called Sleazy Slimy Sunday Part 3. It was for mutual friends of all of ours in Brad Lee and his company. That was the first time that I met Johnny, and he's great. And then I've seen him a little bit more often just in the last recent years because he's been playing a lot with Piercy.
Yeah.
And Piercy has come through, whether it be M3 or he played Rams Head Live in Baltimore, and I saw him because Piercy's right-hand man, Eric, has been a dear friend of mine for a while now.
Okay, very good.
So I love Eric to death, And so anytime Piercy's coming to town, it just gives me an excuse to see my buddy. And Steven's always been very cool to me. So I'm cool when it comes to Steven, but I just want to yuck around with my buddy because he's a horror guy too. He does a really, really goofy like vampire persona thing right now where he does this podcast show where he plays a character called Count Cracula.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
It's so over the top, but it's like so fun.
Is Angel falling asleep?
No,
Yes.
I'm not. I have Crohn's disease, so at times, with my illness, I just
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll let you slide.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
no, but
we'll get
also
it
at that same time though, Kate, honestly, we can't thank you enough for spending some time with us because we definitely do want to respect the time of your evening. So
Yeah.
Steve, was there anything final from yourself, my friend, or Angel, anything final from yourself or from any of the Metal Summoners?
I just want to say thank you again for joining us. I will be ordering the book this week. I will be mailing it back to you so you can sign it.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Great.
When you do see Chippy, give him a squeeze for me. And please, when you do come out to the East Coast, will you make like an appearance or two so I can say hi again?
Yeah. I don't know where to go, but I'll figure it out.
Jersey. I'll take you
We'll
for
figure it out.
food.
We'll talk maybe. If you have any idea of where I could come out, maybe I could do a signing or something, a signing event. somewhere.
Done. I have it. I already have like 3 places. The
Oh,
Jew for
cool.
you. Got it. Done. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be the bodyguard I'll be a bodyguard driver.
I like it.
Right
Hey,
on.
I drive Uber, so.
Oh, I drive for Lyft now.
Yeah.
Rivals.
Right.
No, that's super duper awesome. But
Hey, where did Steve go?
yeah. What's up, bud?
Where did Steve go?
I don't know. He
Balancing
finished.
act.
Maybe he didn't plug the laptop in or something.
Nah, I think it's just past his bedtime. That's all.
It's very possible. He has to wax the dome, trim the beard, get ready for tomorrow at the jewelry store.
Yeah.
But Kay, thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening.
Yeah.
The thing that's always the most important to myself and Angel and Steve, is that you had a good time. You felt
Mhm.
respected, you enjoyed yourself, and that you liked the questions that you were asked, and that you felt this was worth your time and beneficial in any way.
Absolutely. I got to know you guys pretty much on the spot, and I loved it. I feel like I fit right in.
I'm definitely
One
going
of
to
the
do
boys.
it well.
100%.
Yeah, the book is going to be the birthday present to me. Yay!
Oh.
No, absolutely. We're definitely all going to get our hands on a copy for sure. So we're all definitely excited to read it. I'm definitely excited to read it. It's going to be super duper fun for sure.
I'll get Steve's credit card number so we can all order it.
Nice. Sounds good. She just gets a box of books showing up at her doors, be like, need this one signed this way, this one signed this way, this one signed this
I
way.
think I might do that. I think I might actually get a PO box and people can mail in their books and I will send it back or
Nice.
whatnot. I don't know. I feel so stupid though because I'm like I'm not Jack Russell. Nobody cares about me. But at the same time, I do understand. At this point in the game, I understand because it was very weird to sign my name in books at the beginning. But I get
Sure.
it. I wrote the book, and that's just how it goes. The author puts their name in it.
Absolutely, 100% for sure. But Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. We appreciate all your love and support. This was a killer episode. You guys had great questions. You had great interactions, and we really appreciate you guys being so involved with the show and showing our guests so much love. Make sure that you're supporting Kate in all of her endeavors with everything she's doing. Make sure you guys get out, and Angel's going to pop it back up there again. But the true tale of Mr. Bone, Kate L. Doty, featuring Jack Russell, but no, of course, with Jack Russell, the story of Jack Russell. And again, we also want to show a lot of love to Jack. Our recent loss. Jack was a wonderful man, a wonderful human being, so good to his fans and so good to all of us. And we already miss him and we'll continue to miss him very, very dearly. But Metal Summoners, you guys have yourselves an absolutely fantastic week. We appreciate your love on the show, and we appreciate you guys rocking out with us. We'll have our guest announcement over the weekend for next week's episode, and we'll continue to have a lot of fun. Shout out to the Mad Shad at the Mad Shad channel on YouTube. He put together our intro, and we're very, very appreciative that he took that time to put together such a kick-ass intro for us. So thank you so much, Shad. We appreciate you, brother. And again, on behalf of the Metal Summit, for myself, for Psycho Steve, and for Angel Alley, Alamo. We appreciate you guys. Check out Angel Alamo and Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram as well as Facebook. You can find Psycho Steve at psychostevepresents.com. You can also find him at The Real Psycho Steve on Instagram. You can also find me at salem.vampire on Instagram. I can also be found as well on Facebook also. And make sure, most importantly, that you're following and subscribing to the Facebook and the YouTube channels for the Metal Summit. That's where you're looking at Kate right now. That's where this interview took place at, on those two channels. So make sure that you like and subscribe to those. But also give us a follow, give us a little bit of love on Instagram, because that's where our initial guest announcements come out. So you would have learned about Kate being on our show by following the Instagram page. But anyway, Metal Summoners, we love you guys. Have yourselves an absolutely great week, and we'll see you guys in a week. Take care. On behalf of KL Doty, Angel Alamo, Psycho Steve, and myself, we'll see you guys next time. Take care, be good to each other, and just have a great one. As always, you've been